Started 15 minutes late on another one of my broadcasts. Told everybody it was the most awesome bits. Anyway, this is Unknown Armies. This is a game of modern weirdness and magic and stuff. Emphasis on the and stuff. This is a system that's gone through several iterations. We're playing from the latest one, from my understanding of the latest one. So if you're watching at home and you go, that's not how it plays, I'm so sorry. We're working from a cheat sheet that I translated through, and we were going to try and hit some of the things that maybe we didn't get a chance to hit last time. As we're starting to get into more direct conflicts, and we may get some stress checks and things like that, which will hit people's shock meters, and we'll hopefully encounter those mechanics today. So what I want to do is have everybody introduce themselves. I want to, and then I want everybody to tell me where they think they are in this. The general premise is that they are in the Walmart. It is a 24-hour massive warehouse discount store surrounded by a parking lot out in the middle of nowhere, just outside of Wellspring, Ohio. There is a gas pump way far out across the parking lot that is pretty empty at this time of night. They are the night staff. They're the people who handle the most weird hours. If you've ever been to any kind of store at 3 or 4 in the morning, you know that things get strange. And your soul begins to die just a little. And especially if you see people there with children at 3 in the morning. So they are the staff. There is a grocery staff, and we kind of walked through the characters of that last time. They're all occult enthusiasts. They're either directly involved with the occult or have a tangential connection to it. And they are here in part because this store gets exostock. Weird items, weird objects, clearly from other places that do things. Not necessarily what you might imagine they would do, but they have certain powers. And they're dangerous. And so this is one of those nights. So let me start from the furthest right on my little down below here. And Stephen, why don't you tell us about your character?
Yeah, so Darby is a kind of a college dropout. She was studying anthropology and came here with a fellow student. We were going to do an anthropology experiment, and he ended up dead. He had strange runes carved into his arms, and she's protective but also kind of self-medicating, so she might be a little high. And she was looking for a cat that had escaped in the Walmart, and ran into some soup cans that bonked her pretty good. And she's kind of dazedly looking around, trying to figure out if she really saw somebody or not.
That is true. All right. Next, I believe it's Dustin. Druthers. Kyle, could you tell us about Dustin?
Sure. So Dustin's kind of like a kid that never grew up, basically, or that did grow up but didn't realize he did. He's like a gamer, couch potato, lives in his mom's, like, above the garage kind of thing. He's got, ever since this moment in his life, he's kind of got like this knack for finding weird stuff in the Walmart. He was helping that guy get his cart from the laying down his burdens kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
But he didn't like that. So we were going to go bring him back his cart of burdens.
Excellent. And I'll come back to exactly the status of that and how you are getting the cart of burdens down from the top shelf.
It's also a new session, so I'm going to roll to see if he starts out with something cool.
Excellent. Do that.
People are doing stuff, yeah.
Anne, Tell me about yourself.
Anne is a mechanical being who woke up in the store, I think 5 years ago, something like that. I woke up some time ago in the store, and I kept returning in order to find, the purpose of my origin for being here and whatnot. And that ended up being really creepy. So instead, I decided to get a job here, so people stopped asking me why I hung around here all the time. And I've been working here ever since. So seniority, bitches. No, just kidding. I importantly are like, when I say mechanical person, I mean literally beneath my skin there's like mechanical things going on, and I have wax for braids, literally. So when it gets hot, my memory gets a little fuzzy, literally.
Literally.
Yeah.
As the wax melts.
Yeah.
Most excellent. And finally, Mike Shaw.
Mike Shaw is a veteran, and he's missing a good part of his right leg, and he remembers him losing a leg from an explosion in Fallujah right before he was to ship out. But everybody else says he lost it when he got hit by a car. But he knows that's not true. But he also sees other things that other people can't see periodically. So, for instance, he saw that the big guy in the stained wife beater walking in with his wife has a gun in his back pocket. And so this is going to be bad. And Mike knows this.
And so to set the scene of where we're at, this team has been tasked to doing the overnight. They need to get all the carts in. The carts in this place wander out to strange areas. They've gotten a portion of them, this elite, superb, highly tuned unit that went immediately in all different directions right at the start of the session, has to take care of those carts. They've got to get things cleaned up. There's going to be an inspection tomorrow morning. They've got to mind the cash register. They've got to watch out for shoplifters and things like that. There are a number of people in the store. In particular, there is the person that Dustin is dealing with, the beleaguered father who clearly has a baby at home and who is losing it, who has lost his cart. And Dustin has been working with him after taking care of the orange soda incident for the most part. So that's been dealt with. And then there was an older woman who could have been anywhere from 40 to 80, who was weird and dangerous and unusual. And that was the impression that Mike Shaw got off of her. And she had a cat carrier. And she said that she had lost her cat in the store and that she needed her cat found. And she clearly knows some, or is attached to some sort of occult stuff. She got that weird vibe off of her. And she vanished back into the shelves looking for the cat. The cat that, of course, Anne and Darby have attempted to catch in the most Rube Goldbergian Tom and Jerry style with the cat food and such. But the cat has taken off. Has been seen a couple of times, and it is still loose in the store. And then the incident in particular that Mike mentioned is that the last thing that happened was this pickup truck, this old beaten up F-150, pulled in and parked in the handicap spot, and this guy in a wife beater, his girlfriend in a leather jacket, came in, and they were kind of irate and angry right from the start. And she had a hold of this little animatronic Cossack that she was clutching tightly. And the guy wanted another one of these, that they had bought it at another Walmart, and they wanted another one of these, and he was kind of flipped out about it. And rather than looking it up or anything like that, Mike directed them to a random place in the store where there are definitely not these things because Mike knows that you guys don't carry them. And as the guy took off and passed into the thing, Mike realized that the guy was essentially packing a gun in his waistband. Now, the other detail that's important to know is as they pulled up, Mike called the police. So you're about 28 minutes out from a police officer coming. So that's a thing that is happening right now. So I actually want to start with Dustin because I think because you've got that weird ability to find a piece of exostock at the start of the session, it would be incredibly shitty for me not to have you find something in this course of this session. Even though you didn't make the roll,
okay.
I want you to roll me a D10.
D10. I'll roll the white one there.
That sounds fine.
1.
So, you are there. You've got this guy, this dude, in his overshirt, and he's got his flip flops on and his shorts, and he just looks exhausted. You've sat him down on one of these chairs on the aisle by one of the courtesy phones there. And you've seen that his shopping cart is up there on a thing, and you've rolled one of those rising lifters over here. So and as you are going up on this, you will see that it's about the 4th shelf up. You hit that 5th shelf, and you can see that there's a big stack of Harlequin romances, with the covers stripped, they've been taken off. They're not supposed to resell them, so why they're here is not clear. But something catches your eye there and kind of, get a buzz in the back of your head because there's one thing that's kind of tucked back, a bigger book tucked back in between these stacks of paperbacks that makes you like, okay, there's something weird here.
So I'll just stop the lift and try and do this little precarious position of reaching out over and holding one with one handle of the lift and reaching out to the aisle far out.
Absolutely. Let's have you make a fitness roll. You're going to get it, but the question is more what kind of consequences might occur because of this.
My fitness is 60. Is that good? If the second one's a 10.
So that's a 0. So 20.
Oh.
Yeah. Any of the 10 should be read as zeros on this.
Okay.
So, yeah, you lean over and you grab it and pull it up, and it's like a square book, like square shaped and a little bit thick and kind of glossy cover. And you realize that it's a kind of beaten up strategy guide.
Oh, yeah.
For the Mona Lisa Overdrive video game for the Jaguar handheld.
Oh, yeah.
It's an adaptation of the William Gibson thing based on the movie of the same name.
Right.
Okay. And you're like,
I could use some strategy.
Yeah. You don't know what this is. But it doesn't feel right to you.
I'm just going to tuck it in to the back of my pants.
Okay. Like a gun.
Yeah. And then go back onto the lift and go up.
Okay. So
for the cart.
Heading up further on. Let's cut to Anne and Darby. Now, keep in mind, you've heard all this weird stuff about the woman and the cat. And you know something's up, and the cat has gotten away from you, but you haven't heard anything else on the intercom yet, or over the loudspeaker. So, tell me, you two, what are you doing?
If I remember correctly, that old crazy lady had just passed us, right? Searching for the cat.
Darby might have seen someone go past.
Oh, okay. I thought it talked to us or something.
No, I
Darby-
think I saw her, and I pointed her out, but nobody else saw her. So maybe I just got hit on the head harder than I thought.
You okay now, though?
I guess. I hope you're here.
I am a real person, I assure you. And it doesn't sound like a rehearsed thing at all. Should we try another tactic to find the cat?
Well, the cat came tearing through. Yeah, I guess.
It doesn't seem like it's super into the cat food laying on the in the middle of the aisles.
There's a lot of cat food here on the floor now.
I think we actually vacuumed it up with the
that's
vacuum
right. You
cleaner.
vacuumed up into one of the display models.
Yeah, and I think it started to wheeze a little bit, but we got the last of it up.
Yeah. So maybe we try the old tactic with some milk. Cats like milk.
Ooh, milk sounds good.
Well, you could get some milk too. It's almost break time. We've been working at least 20 minutes.
So where would you get the milk? Would you go over the grocery section, or
I guess
do you
so, yeah.
do okay? So you walk to the far side of the Allmart. Here, pristine and kind of spotless, and the lights are kind of turned a little bit dimmer, and it feels like a real kind of store in here. And as you come in, you will see Eric Lothaman, the assistant to the night shift woman Helen, and she'll see you two come strolling in, and he'll walk up, got his little vest on, officious. What are you two doing?
So I think we've done this in the past. I typically run interference, and Anne, goes and snicks us some snacks or something.
Yep.
So I'll walk right up and I'll be like, Eric, have you given any more thought to, working over in the main store? I know Helen can be a real bitch sometimes.
Oh, you shouldn't say that. I shouldn't say the B word.
Oh,
that's not right.
Well, do you think she's not?
So you're trying to kind of keep his attention, hold him here, such that Anne can sort of unmolested steal some milk or whatnot. You have a relationship with Eric.
Roll mind trap.
You actually have that as a 55.
That's right, responsibility.
Yeah. And he's like, you shouldn't talk about her like that. I'm going to be really important here. When she leaves someday, I'm going to be in charge.
Well, I think that you might have a better chance over on our side. I mean, I think someone like you could really get it organized and get it in place.
Huh. All right, let's have you roll.
You want me to roll?
Yeah.
Okay. So I don't think the roll for my party has been working for me. So I click on the D10 and the D100 and then select submit.
Yep.
I'm not seeing anything pop up for me.
Huh.
So I'm going to go back to manual dice.
Okay.
I've hit reroll selected as well. So that didn't work either. Yay, technology. I rolled an 81.
81. So you're trying to keep his attention.
Yeah.
On this, and he's a little louder than you would like, and you will see Helen comes out as you're saying. Helen's kind of a bitch.
That's
and right. She comes walking out, and she's like, "Excuse me?"
Well, we all know it. I think I'm going to make a big ruckus.
Okay.
Yeah.
She's actually going to kind of get in your face here, Darby.
Okay.
I'm going to need you to make a stress check.
Okay. Again, that's just percentile dice, right?
This is just percentile dice. So we look at this, and I think this is actually going to be a kind of a helplessness check.
Okay.
And I think it's going to be a level 2 helplessness check.
Okay.
Can I help Darby with my 55% favorite status of her?
Well, you're probably right now trying to get the milk, unless you want to give up on that phase of the operation.
What? When I look over at Darby, is she like having fun, or is she like, oh shit, save me?
Well, we'll find out in a second.
Okay.
So my helpless, I don't understand the level 2 helplessness thing,
Okay.
but I rolled a 95, which I think is really bad.
Yeah, it is. So the one thing we look is on your helplessness track, we're going to look at your character sheet, and this is actually us kind of stopping to engage the mechanics here. And I apologize for going to slow one down to do that. You take a look, and it looks like on your helplessness, it looks like you've got actually
A 3 hardened and a 1 failed.
Okay, so actually, what happens is you have 1 failure, hardened. So that means you've actually ticked the 3rd box. So I think what that means is that because you've got that 3rd box marked, and it's not above that. Like if you were to, you would have to roll actually if it was a level 4 or 5 or 6 or any of those higher ones. But right now you're hardened to these kinds of low-level helplessness checks. So we retcon, you wouldn't have even had to roll.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Basically, you only make a check if you haven't already kind of built up the defense to that. And you probably see Darby does do that double check, but then gets up in Helen's face, I assume.
Yeah, and basically, she knows how to work Helen's buttons and kind of, hits her where it hurts and where she, if it weren't for you taking all of our resources, our place would be clean like this too.
Oh, you don't know the meaning of the word clean.
And I think she just gives some lip to her.
Okay, and that goes back and forth, and you see that Eric's like, hey, you should stop that. Anne, what would you like to? You could easily get 1 or 2 things here without having to make a check. If you'd like to steal more,
I want milk, and then I want whatever Darby's favorite snacks is, because we're high still too. So
yes. What is Darby's favorite snacks?
I think those would be like Fruit Loops to go with the milk.
There we go. Perfect pairing.
Yeah.
It's like
it is Fruit Loops that they have here, but it's actually spelled Fruit, but it's spelled Loupes for the loops. So you can grab that and grab some milk. It doesn't have an expiration date on it, so you think it's fine because otherwise they would have put one on there. And you can steal back away, and Helen will kind of read you the riot act until you get out of there, Darby.
Yeah, I think I'm going to close with, I don't know why Eric keeps defending you for the things that you do, kind of giving Helen the clue that, Eric's a good guy for backing her up.
All right. That sounds good.
And then I'll head off. Yeah.
Yep, I dig it. Let's cut to Mike Shaw.
Okay, I think Mike is going to quickly close out the cash register. Try and determine
key.
And try and see where he thinks the the guy with the gun is going. I mean, he knows where he's supposed to go and where he directed him, but I think Mike probably wants to go parallel to him.
Okay.
And try and maybe get ahead of him and make sure that none of our people are in his way.
You will see that he is definitely heading for the area that you told him to go. And he's kind of pushing the woman along, and he is kind of doing that, and he looking up. Do you suppose that Allmart is particularly well marked?
That's a really good question. Probably not.
So
and it's probably it's one of these annoying things where you go where you think it would be based on other stores you've been in, but no, that's not the way this one's set up. And I imagine some of us actually play games with that because we get bored here, so we do it on purpose.
Changing the signs around, that kind of thing.
Yeah.
I are a couple of stores around here that I go to, and every time I've been there a dozen times, and I still can't figure out where everything is. So this guy will get to where he thinks it ought to be, and he will discover, it's the like you've directed him to the section with gloves and winter wear and things like that, even though it's June, and he's looking around. He's pushing aside like the road salt and that kind of thing, and he's getting more and more agitated. So you've run parallel to him. What do you want to do, Mike?
Well, so what kind of row am I in?
I will say that you are in a row filled with sports equipment, like soccer balls and footballs and Nerf things that are called Norfs and all of that kind of stuff. None of it high quality.
So maybe they have
lawn darts. Lawn darts.
Oh, that's sort of cool. But maybe they also have those things. What are they called? They're not BBs. They're bigger. They're used for slingshots.
Okay. Yeah. The
pellets.
Yeah.
Like
okay.
grab one of those like small milk cartons of those things and take that and looking for other things that might be useful. Some sort of, I don't know, lubricant, something slick. If there's anything like, if this is a sporting area and I'm near a camp area, then maybe I want to pick up something that's like lighter fluid or flammable that I could use a lighter that I grabbed from the cash register on the way back here to light it up.
Okay. Are you trying to be quiet about this? Keep out of his line of sight, or?
Well, if he's in another aisle, I think I might. I think I probably don't want him to particularly see me. But I'm just trying to stock up on things that might be useful. I'd probably grab a backpack and throw some of the stuff in the backpack and over my shoulder so that I've got it. And
okay.
And the other thing I want to do is I want to warn everybody, stay away from whatever aisle he's in. So, and whatever the code would be. So it'd be, because I don't want anybody else in the store to get there.
Oh yeah, we established that you guys have really shitty walkie-talkies.
Yeah, and we have 400 codes or something like that.
Yeah.
So,
so what is the code for dude with gun?
Dude with gun. What would that be? I think it's got to just be 666.
Okay.
So code 666 on the winterwear aisle. Code 666.
So you will be able to get like a can of DW40 and like some BBs and stuff, and be able to jam that into a Hello Kitty backpack that you find here in the camping area. That's not Hello Kitty. No, it's really Hello Kitty. But you'll kind of get that into there, and a couple aisles over, you can hear that guy getting more and more angry. So I'm going to cut from you, Mike, back over to Dustin. Dustin, you'll rise up to the top of this, and you will see that the shopping cart is up here, and you realize that the top of this like level, it's some of it has some stuff on it, but the open areas here are all yellow.
All yellow, like has some kind of like a residue on it or
Yeah,
something.
it's kind of bent down, and kind of look at it, and it looks like someone has very carefully coated the top of this with mustard.
Like the whole top of the aisle?
The whole top of this shelf unit, this big, wide, can step
this
on.
one?
Yep, that you're at.
Mm.
And the cart is just sitting in the middle of this.
I look for other condiments.
That's all you see. Mustard. No mayonnaise. No.
So
No
is
gravy.
the cart on top of this?
Yeah, it's just sitting there. There are no like marks like it rolled in. It's just like it's just sitting there. No tracks.
Can I use the lift to pick it up, or do I have to get off and like try and like wrestle it
Actually,
on?
have to get it onto the lift. You have to kind of walk across the mustard and pull it over onto the lift.
All right, I'll do that. I'll like on it till I get to the cart, and then I'll just start pulling it along because it won't matter.
Okay. I'm going to need you to make a fitness check.
Okay. Surprisingly spry, this fellow. But not that spry? Or is that a 0 as well? Is that 3?
That's a 0 as well.
That's nice then.
So when you
I'm
hit
pretty fly for a white guy.
when you hit the mustard, it's as if the mustard has no friction. Because as soon as you step into it, you go across the top and you drop yourself to kind of, put your weight to grab on, and you stop yourself before you go off the other edge.
Just like hang on to the cart kind of thing?
Yeah. Well, you probably don't get the hold of the cart because you realize that if you grab the cart, you probably fling the cart off because it is also on this frictionless surface.
Right.
So
I'm
you're
gonna
kind of on your back in mustard, frictionless mustard on top of this shelf.
Is the mustard coming off when I cross it or anything, or does it stay there?
It kind of some of it sticks to you, some of it sticks to the thing.
All right.
And you're on the probably let's see, each pallet is probably about 6 feet, so you're probably about 25, 30 feet off the ground right now.
Wow. Okay, I'm gonna stay low and just try to like back up and try to maybe hook my feet underneath it, like kind of shimmy over as carefully as I can, kind of thing.
I will say you rolled an ought 3, so it will be no challenge for you to get back to the elevator, to the lift thing. If you want to kind of slide yourself across, you can get
just slowly scooch over, kind of thing.
And it's hard because the first time you like push, you go much faster than you thought you ought to.
Right.
You got to compensate, and mustard, smell of mustard all in your nose. And
I hate mustard.
Over onto the lift. And
this is with the cart?
Well,
or is it all I can do just to get back?
So now if you want to try and grab the cart, that's going to be another roll.
Sure. A fitness as well? Or
yeah, that seems like a good one. You've got a good fitness. So
I guess there's something called struggle. I don't know if that's good. Struggle
is actually if you were fighting someone.
Oh, I got 1 over. I got 61. I needed a 60.
So kind of get yourself set. And you reach over to grab the cart, right? And you kind of pull on it. And you, as a human, have a sense of how hard it is to pull a cart. You work with these carts all the time.
Oh, yeah.
But the fact that the cart is resting on a frictionless surface.
A little bit different.
Yeah. When you pull it, it comes. And it comes flying at you. I have a question for you.
Okay.
Are you going to try and hang on to the cart? And then and maybe you'll have a chance of keeping it from going over? Or are you going to let the cart go over the side?
Oh, boy. I'm going to try to hang on to it. Is it full? What is it full of? Baby clothes?
Oh, yeah. It's full of like diapers and baby food and, there's probably some little like toys and stuff in there and paper towels.
Yeah. Well, it's a metal cart, so I imagine that'd be the worst part of it. So yeah, I'll
Yes.
try. I'll try to keep hold of it.
Right. So, because I love making you make rolls at this point in this kind of system, you've got a hold of it. This is just to see what happens to this cart and you,
Okay.
presumably.
And that's
Fitness again.
okay.
It's a good roll. Look, he's going for the good rolls that you have.
My best one. So
Yeah.
why can't I select? There we go. Is that really good or really bad?
That is the worst you could do.
Oh, okay.
That is literally the
Okay.
absolute worst thing that could happen here.
All right. Well, I'm glad.
So,
What?
Justin, you go to grab it, kind of get a hold of it, and you're like, I'm going to keep a hold of this cart. And then there's that moment when, like, you've got still some of that mustard on you, and it's a little making yourself a little slick, and you go off. And there's a couple of seconds of you falling, and then you hit and come down. Do you land on your arm? Do you land on your leg? How do you hit?
Yeah, probably shoulder, I guess.
Okay. Come down on your shoulder and you hit, and there is that moment when you black out as you hit that, and there's that crunch as your shoulder just smashes through there, and the cart goes down, and then there's this spray of glass and baby food all over in your face, kind of in your teeth, in your mouth, kind of crashing. There's like some Similac baby formula stuff that also then sprays out across, and it's room temperature too. So it's like kind of, horrible spoiled milk, and your ears are ringing. Let me ask you a quick question here. Let me look and see what your stat is for your hit points on you.
My stat. My wound threshold is 60. That's what
Yeah. So you're not dead.
Oh, that's good. Thank you for that procedure earlier.
Yeah. So that means that. So yeah, but it hurts like hell.
I bet.
We'll come back to you in just a second, okay? Because you're catching your breath, stunned, wind knocked out of you. And Darby, kind of heading back over, you hear the kind of comes through, and you're kind of walking back that, and then you'll hear shattering glass and huge noise, just a sound of something crashing a ways over into the store. What did you do?
Darby heads off in that direction at just a sprint.
Okay.
Yeah.
You are running back, and what are you doing?
Yeah, I'll run back as well.
Okay. You two will take off and come down this aisle, and you will see Dustin splayed out on the cement floor. His arm is kind of at an odd angle. There's a cart laying next to him, and there's baby food and milk and mustard everywhere. It actually looks like Dustin may be actually going into shock or something.
That's not good. I've got 60% responsibility for Dustin, so I need to, make him better.
Okay.
I don't know.
Yeah. So I'm gonna try and
I'll pop his shoulder back into place, I guess.
Oh, wait. Before you do anything, why don't we take care of him? You go just a couple of rows down. There's like bedspreads and stuff. Go grab that. We'll put him on it, and we'll carry him out and see how bad this is. And I'm going to run up and I'm going to check his pulse and talk to him a little bit, make sure he responds and see what kind of shape he's in.
Okay. Do you have anything that you think an identity that would fit with kind of knowing any first aid or anything?
I wouldn't say so. This is just going to be basic stuff.
Okay.
She has this obsessive idea about taking care of her friends. It's a big fear of hers. So I don't think she would have gone so far as to learn first aid due to that, but she's going to try and do anything to help.
Yeah, actually, this kind of freaks you out here.
Yeah.
This is one of your fear things. So, this is going to be a level 2 fear check.
Okay.
On isolation.
So it also says here that I can use my I'm noble, using her intellect and expertise to help people.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you said this is a level 2 fear check, so I'm going to roll the dice.
Okay.
I got it.
On isolation.
Isolation. Okay, I got a 37.
Okay.
Okay.
So I believe that is, we go to the fear checks. You check it against your connect.
Okay. My connect is 60%.
So you're fine. So you actually will mark a hardened check under isolation.
Okay.
To the level 2 there.
Yeah.
Okay. And the only reason I really had you do it because you had that fear specifically associated with this.
Oh yeah.
So you can start doing the first aid. I'll have you make a check in just a second, and you will run. Where do you want to get bedspreads? Do you want to get something else? What do you want to do?
Yeah, I guess so.
Okay.
I think that's a good plan. I don't know what humans need, so I'll just follow Darby's lead.
Run a couple aisles over to where they've got like dish towels and bedspreads and things like that, and you'll see this old woman.
I don't have time for her. I'm going to get bedspreads.
She narrows her eyes when she sees you.
Mm-hmm.
And watches you very, very carefully. You can grab a bedspread, get a hold of that. It's like an ecru color. And you'll see this woman, she's got this cat carrier, and she just watches you as you come in, grab the bedspread, and then take off.
Okay. So all she does is watch me?
All she does is watch you.
Okay.
You can get back over to where your friend is, getting dusted up. Let's have you make a knowledge check there, Darby, to assist and kind of help him, get conscious. You muted. You are muted, Stephen, so I'm sure you're telling us delightful things.
Sorry. Yes, I said that's not going to be good. I rolled a 96.
I guess I know more about humans than you.
So, Dustin, we'll come back to you in a second as Darby pulls on your arm the wrong way. We'll come back to that, all right? Because I really want to know what Mike does when he hears this fucking abominable crash in the distance. And you hear from the other aisle, what the fuck was that?
Oh, obviously. So Mike's, now's my chance. And Mike's going to take out the BBs and, whatever they call it, the shot, and get everything ready. And he's going to sneak up behind the guy because he's distracted now, looking the direction of where the crash was. So he's going to come up behind him.
That sounds very cool. Why don't you make a secrecy roll for me? I'll even give you a +20 for the distraction.
Wow, you're being generous. That's scary. So yeah, and he has this funky thing, doesn't he? Because he is, where's this description?
Oh, you have survivor.
Yeah, he's survivor, so he substitutes survivor for secrecy, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Okay, so I only have to get what, 40? You said I get plus 20 to it? Oh, that's
Yeah.
not bad.
It's just
Wow.
your odds are better than 50-50.
Yeah, I can't get the dice roller to work for me, so I found another dice roller I'm going to try.
What is going on with the die roller tonight?
It won't let me select anything. I can create them if you want. I can actually create dice, but then
Yeah,
we're just
create
gonna be-
dice. Just
we're gonna
create
get popped-
dice.
If somebody else can delete them, I can do that.
Yeah. Go ahead and create a couple dice.
Yeah, it's really frustrating when nobody else can see them, especially since they're so good looking. Yeah, and I have to create them 2 different colors, don't I?
You can just do it one color, and we'll read left to right.
Okay, that works for me. I can deal with that.
Get this right going.
Did it do anything? I don't think it's letting me click on anything. It let me put the number in.
Jeez.
Yeah, same thing with me. I can't click on anything either. And even just to see the results, every time Kyle said something was happening, I had to reload the page too.
Oh, that's really weird. Pull from Steven's dice. Randomize discards from Steven's dice. Remove Steven's dice.
Oh. Wow. He must be doing something right now. Because now I'm seeing like all the weird dice and stuff.
Oh, I don't see anything.
Okay,
Maybe,
I'm going to
maybe just get Kyle to re-roll his dice if you can.
If Kyle can, I'm game with that.
Oh yeah, now I can't even touch the dice.
Steven, you're our only hope.
Okay, I can't touch the dice. I haven't been able to add any dice. I'm going to get completely out.
Okay, I'm going to do roll dice online. I'll do a screenshot if you want. But it's okay.
I wish they had it in the frickin' chat thing still. So annoying.
Well, here, wait. Why don't we?
I got a 4 and I got 45.
Okay.
Okay, because we could just make another room, probably, right?
Yeah, let me start another room too. We're gonna take that as success there, but let me go ahead and do another roll for your party room and see if that helps.
Oh, did you just roll on Hangouts? Is that what you did?
It doesn't
We could
work
do that
anymore.
too.
You have to do it in the Hangouts chat, I thought. Not the chat from Hangouts per se, but in actual Hangouts.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I guess you could do it in the chat that we've got for the thing.
Yeah.
Okay.
That'd be pretty easy.
Yeah, that works. And I still passed.
Okay.
Boom.
All right. So, what is your intent here? What is it that you want to have happen?
Ultimately, I'm trying to sneak up behind him and...
So I will say, yeah, you can get up. You can get up. You are in his blind spot. The woman is still kind of freaked out. He's heard this crash in the distance. He hasn't been able to find this Cossack.
Mm-hmm.
Got the jump on him. Now what?
I'm going to pull the gun out. His gun out.
Okay. So
what I want to do is I want to pull it out and say, identify whatever type it is. This is a really nice Beretta or whatever he's got.
Okay. This is going to be struggle to get a hold of that, okay? Because you're going to come up on him. I'm going to give you another plus 20, and this is to get a hold of it such that he can't kind of immediately react or anything. Does that sound okay?
Sure.
Okay.
Okay. So struggle. Okay, let's find this. What is my value for struggle? Dun, dun, dun. And I am struggling to find it.
Your value for struggle is a 40.
Oh, okay. I think I'm being noble, though. Does that get me something?
So what you can do then is you can flip-flop.
Uh-huh. Okay. Wish me luck, people. 2d10. I don't think I need to. I got a 19.
Okay, 19. So you will get a hold of that and grab that gun from him. And when you do, you'll see he turns and he looks pissed, and he's up by you. We'll come to the intimidation factor in a second, but you've got a hold of it. You've definitely got the gun.
Mhm.
This could break out into some serious violence, and you'll hear from the woman this, and she vanishes.
From
Can
the
I
girl-
have you
The girlfriend?
Yes.
Is it?
Can I have you make an unnatural stress check for me?
An unnatural stress check. As
Yes.
compared to a natural stress check.
This is so. You've actually watched this woman vanish. And
He was reacting to her like she was there, right?
yes. So let's say it's a level 3,
I got 29.
and unnatural is protected by knowledge. You've got a knowledge of 50, so you're going to mark that third box on that track. So
Okay.
she goes invisible. You don't freak out. You've got the gun. This guy's in your face. Camera's trying to focus. I'm going to cut back to Dustin. Dustin, you were kind of like going into that sort of warm bliss of shock, and then, oh my God, what did she do that hurt so bad?
Who's she?
That would be Darby, who's trying to help you.
Didn't she say she was like wrenching on my shoulder or something?
Well, she wasn't doing that. She was trying to do some more first aid. She wasn't going to like lethal weapon your thing back into the socket.
Oh, okay. I don't know. Did she like hurt or something, or
What when she tried to help you? What went wrong for you? Did she roll you onto glass? What happened?
Maybe she started doing CPR even though I was on my back.
Okay. And when she pushes down that shoulder, you can feel it. It's going to be one big knot back there. And she presses down, and your eyes come open, and she is trying to do those chest compressions on you.
I'll just say, yeah, you did it. I'm back. And then I turn over and I'm like, I found your cart, sir.
You don't see that guy.
No. Can someone find that guy whose card I was looking for? The card's here. Most of the stuff's there. Pretty good, I think.
I'll go look for the guy.
Okay, Anne comes back around the corner. She's got those bed sheets.
Oh, yeah, that too. I throw that and I say I'll go look for the guy.
Okay.
I
What
want
did
to
he
sleep
look like?
here.
I just do what I'm told, man.
The bed sheets come flying. They're still in their packaging. Smacks into your face. Okay.
Yeah, I like go past the aisle out of view, and then I come back and I'm like, wait, what did he look like?
He was like 6'2". He was really scared, kind of. He felt like there was a big weight on his shoulders.
Scary white guy. Look, got it. Go.
So Dustin,
I like grab a hand and like try and like scrape, like pull myself to the chair where the soda is.
okay. Oh yeah, there's that big thing of orange soda there for you.
Yep.
Kind of have to
Always
be
make me feel
carefully
bad.
crawl because there is so much glass and muck and apricot all over this place, and you can get up on there and set and the sweet nectar of this orange soda.
There we go. That's a little better, I guess. Like scrape the glass off me.
Yeah, you're feeling really bad right now. Like
Yeah.
you're kind of the orange soda helps, but you're kind of that sick to your stomach, injured. Where you're like, this isn't going to feel good in about an hour. It already doesn't feel good, but it's going to feel worse.
I'm gonna need some like Cheetos or something. I don't know. We're
There's
in the.
There's some potato chips bags close by.
Yeah, that could help. Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe we could get some of those.
They're kind of nice, low, within easy reach. You'll grab one of those. Kind of reach in. You'll hear the snap of the mousetrap from that.
I don't know. It's like, son of the world against me.
Darby, this is a crazy scene. I'm going to come back to Anne in just a second, but what's your reaction to all of this?
So I think that whenever I made matters worse with Dustin, I think I just kind of freaked out. I just kind of froze, and he started to kind of climb over the glass and debris and sit down and everything. And I think she's just kind of panicked at this point. I think whenever she sees, I think she just robotically starts trying to sweep up all the glass and stuff and get it all into one location. It's going to smear a little bit, but yeah.
Yeah, apricot baby food, this milk stuff, but where did all this mustard come from?
Yeah.
Very strange. It's forming a kind of a thick globule. Of course, you've got some of these cheap ass paper towels that have fallen in it, and they're starting to soak that up. So they're all kind of heavy and wet there. And
like, oh no, watch out for the mustard.
You just take it easy and relax. I'm sure that we'll
That's
get
what
you something.
I was trying to do, and then the mustard got me. You be careful over there.
Yeah, I'm scared of the mustard. It'll be fine.
All right, let me know if you want some soda.
Okay. Getting that cleaned up, getting that. And right now, Anne, you are hunting for this guy, right?
Yep, I'm looking for the dude whose cart we found.
All right. Let's have you roll knowledge. Super easy for you. Should be able to find this guy. There are some other people in the store that you might cross. So let's see.
That's not good. Not the best, it turns out. Maybe I should stick to the 2d10 like everybody else. I got it at 95.
So you come back and you're looking for this guy.
Scary
And at a corner of your eye, you see somebody kind of stepping up towards you. And I'm going to need you to roll dodge.
Dodge, okay. Dodge is... Do I have a special dodge ability? Nope. I can lie to people, apparently. Okay, so dodge, I have only a 20 in? Oh, shit. 100. Oh, 23. Nope. Close, though.
So this figure comes barreling out and knocks you down. And you hit the ground, and it kind of hurts.
Wait, I think I did do it. I have a special ability or something.
What do you have?
Yeah, the identity works just like dodge, and can also dodge. Oh, that's poisons. Never mind. Rolling the identities percentile to avoid the effects. So if it was poison, that'd be good.
Yeah, she's not poisoning you. It's that woman you saw, and she kind of almost like body checked you as she kind of came around the corner and knocked you down.
Oh, wow.
And she's kind of standing there now.
Why did you do that?
kind of look at her, and she goes, "Sorry, I was looking for my cat."
I'm looking for your cat too, but I'm also looking for a scary old white guy. Have you seen an old scary white guy? I got the milk for the cat. I'm on the prowl, but also I'm also looking for this white guy because he's looking for a card and stuff. It's a crazy night, lady. Then I got people, cross-checking me. It's a good time.
She kind of stops, and she looks at you, and she goes, I think I saw him back by the fish tanks.
Thanks,
Should go
lady.
back.
And then I pressed like the jug of milk into her hands. I'm like, just for you. You can find the cat even easier now. You know what I'm talking about? And then I run.
You take off. Okay. She watches you go intently. So you run back to where the fish tanks are.
Does she look grateful for the milk?
Surprising. No, she does
It is
not.
surprising.
All right, Christo. Let's come back to Mike. Okay, we've got Anne running for the fish tanks. We've got Dustin drinking orange soda. We've got Darby swooping things up, and we've got you with a gun facing down this redneck. And his girlfriend just vanished.
So what does he do first? Are you looking for my reaction? I mean, I imagine
I'm looking for your reaction. You have the sense that unless the stakes change, he is kind of hopped up on something, and things could go very, very wrong here very, very quickly.
So when I took the gun, I said, "Wow, this is a nice gun, sir." And while I'm holding it with one hand slightly away so that he can't grab it, I want to spill the drop the whatchamacallits behind him.
Okay.
The shot. And if I have a chance, I want to put my leg behind his leg and then push him so that he slips on so he steps back and falls on them.
Okay, so it sounds to me like we're doing a struggle.
Yeah, probably.
With the intent being that the effect you want is to knock him down, to change the circumstances, right?
To knock him down so that he's on the shot, so he won't be able to get up.
Okay, go ahead and roll that for me.
And this is where I fail, right? I've been rolling so well. Okay, I'll stick with the 2d10 for now.
Okay.
39.
Look at that. So that is just under your struggle. So yeah, you will step into him and drop that down and push him back and knock him down. And he'll hit the ground. He's not injured, but you've got some breathing room here. He is still freaked out. You don't know where the girlfriend is because you hear that music going away and vanishing.
Okay, so the music is moving through the building?
Yes.
Okay.
And then you'll hear the that's the sound of the doors for the store getting locked. Like you've got up at the front register, you've got a thing to hit that to kind of lock down the building, and you hear that go off. And let's take our 5-minute break, and then we will come back to that moment.
Good luck, Mike.
Yeah, thanks, everybody. I didn't have a choice.
I'm looking for an old white guy.
Well, he might find him. There are things to be found here.
Yeah.
We'll come back to that.
Like death.
So are we taking bets on who dies first?
I think we're all working towards Dustin dying first.
Yeah, there is that. Yeah, there is that.
It is a little weird not to know what your hit points are. I think it's really interesting.
Yeah, I'm not quite clear how that system works yet. So we have to roll under whatever we're currently marked as on those things. Is that the idea?
So I think actually what happens is any hit points, when you take damage, you roll to see if you do a normal check. When you take damage, Lowell knows what your hit points are and makes the subtraction and calculates all that out. So he knows what your hit points are, you don't.
Right, but so I rolled against a natural and I succeeded, and it still went down from 55 to 50.
That's like a whole different system, though. Like the notches are just what tells you that what you can roll later, I think. And then if you fail it, I guess whatever you fail it by goes off. Like I have a wound threshold of 60. So I think like whatever the margin of failure is, maybe it goes to that or something. Not really sure how it works, but
What's the question?
How the wounds work and
okay.
If the notches affect the wound threshold.
No, so the wounds are a separate track. That your wound threshold is, and sometimes identities will give you more wounds. But I keep track of how much damage you've taken, and I base that on the rolls that are out there. And usually it's either take that, like the higher of the two numbers, or add the numbers together, or multiply the numbers. In that case of the fall, it was a multiply the numbers result thing. So I track. I know how much damage you've taken. Like Darby is slightly injured. She took a chunk. You are very badly injured.
Yeah, I imagine so.
So should I be marking failures where it says failures as well?
No, you only mark those failures for stress checks.
But didn't I fail the dodge one?
Yeah, but dodge isn't a stress check. Dodge is an action check. The stress checks are when you take shock, like for helplessness, isolation, threats to self, unnatural and violence. Like Christo, Mike made a check against seeing that woman go invisible. So that was a check against the unnatural. If he had failed that, he would have had to choose one of the reactions, which essentially are fight, flight, or freak out.
Oh, okay.
Right.
And he would have marked a failed check on that. And you don't want too many failed checks, because that starts to you get crazier and crazier the more that happens.
Gotcha.
So that's not cool. So failed checks do that.
The checks on the there's two skills that are tied together. Does that mean like if I have a 60 notice, I can only ever have a 20 secrecy?
Exactly. Those slide.
Oh.
Okay, so that moves along with it.
Yeah.
But so, and didn't you say when I succeeded on my unnatural, it's moved from 55 to 50 anyway?
Yeah, because what it did is it marked your third box on that. So then now you're at 50 on that, but your other one goes up.
So I'm getting better at secrecy.
Yeah, because you're like, oh, I got to stay away from this shit.
I've been warned. Okay.
Yeah. It's an odd mechanic.
Yeah.
That we're only seeing a little bit here in play, but I can imagine that it reminds me a little of the shifting labels in masks, but that there are a couple of things tied together there. There's clearly
way less into it.
Yeah. And it's very nasty, and it's not easy to shift them back once those things happen. So we stopped here. Everyone has heard the sound of the doors shutting for the essentially the side door and the main doors that shut, lock down. Heard that go off. And you're heading back to the little actual pet section. We've got Darby and Dustin recovering over there, but I want to swing back because we kind of cut Mike off in the middle of this. Woman has turned invisible. She's taken off. This guy's got knocked down by you. He's on the ground and he's fighting mad, but he's on the ground. What do you want to do?
Oh, this would be really nasty. Shall I do it?
Find out.
So he's on the ground face up?
He's face up. He's looking around. He's pissed at you, but he also is like furious that she's gone.
Okay, then that's easy. I'm saying, stay right there, sir. I don't want you to get further injured. I'll go see what happened to your girlfriend. I think she ran up front, and I'll take off with his gun.
Okay. I'm going to say, because you put him on the ground to give yourself that breathing room, you can take off and get out of here before he can get up. Does that sound cool?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So you are booking for the front of the store right now.
Where I think the invisible lady went.
Yeah. Also, it couldn't have been the invisible lady that shut the door because there's no way she could have gotten up there in time. So you're not sure what's going on. Plus, none of your coworkers responded to your code 666. Just saying.
I know.
Hazard pay.
Maybe they just don't like me.
And you will kind of run your way back. You hear that sound of the door shutting. That's a little unusual.
Yeah. Maybe that's what I finally reply to Mike. I'm like, yo, why'd you shut down the doors? I'm looking for a cat. This woman cross-checked me. Dustin fell. Now we're on lockdown.
Mike?
It wasn't me.
Over. You're supposed to say over.
Over. We're in Walmart with cheap walkie-talkies.
It is over.
Over.
I'm looking for an old white guy because Dustin was getting his cart, and then this lady came out of nowhere, hit me. But so you're saying you didn't lock down things over?
No, I didn't over. But I did get the gun. I got the gun from the guy.
What guy?
I called a code 666.
Oh, yeah, I heard that a little bit. But then Dustin fell, shit goes down at the back of the store. You don't even know. It's like a whole different world back here.
Point, I'm going to say, Dustin's hurt. Dustin's hurt bad.
Oh, yeah, that happened as well.
Over?
Over.
And you see up ahead, you've been in the pet food section. Walmart has the tiniest, shittiest live pet section you could imagine. There are like 4 fish tanks. The light, they got the little light behind them. They've got like birds, like 3 cages of birds, and maybe like hamster and like a lizard. And it's about a 50-50 chance that any particular of these animals will be alive when you go back to check on them.
Mm.
But you see this guy in that sort of bathrobe and shorts and flip-flops and stuff, and he's just kind of standing in front of the fish tanks, and he's just kind of staring.
Are you looking for your cart, sir?
You know what? Someday she's going to want a pet, right? Kind of looks back at you, and then it's going to die, right? Like these fish. And what am I going to tell her then? How do I explain that?
Yeah. I'm high too. But I need to know, focus on me. Are you looking for a cart, or are you just, looking at some takes?
Let's have you roll connect. This guy is kind of in a bad place. He's really out of it. Dustin had him under control for a bit, but
the best.
so he's like, he kind of turns back and he goes, I mean, these fish, I just don't understand. And he just kind of puts his head against the fish tank and he starts crying.
Oh man. I go on the radio, I'm like, we've got a code. I don't know, 33 in the fish aisle again. I don't know what it's about with these fish that make people sad all the time or something, but I got to deal with this over. And then I approach the guy.
Okay, so you're going to go and see how you can use your robotic programming to comfort this human soul. Let's cut back to Dustin. Got that haze, those spots in your vision, but that orange soda, so good.
It is.
Has it gone flat, or has it managed to still stay?
Oh, it's still nice and poppy.
Okay.
Whatever they say.
Fizzy.
Fizzy. I'm gonna try and use his cart to get back up. Keep all the stuff in there. I'm gonna use it as kind of a crutch.
Okay.
Slowly start making my way back out there, and
you'll see this old woman with a cat carrier is walking towards you.
Not the same one with the pajamas, right?
It's not the one with who is buying the cat costumes. No, it's a different woman.
Okay.
Kind of got multiple layers of clothing, even though it's hot out. Looks old, stringy hair. She's got beads and things on her, and she's got this cat carrier. Got her hand in her pocket.
Kind of hanging off the cart, basically, and I'll just be like, "You can't bring pets in here, lady. You can't bring pets in here. And watch out for the glass and the mustard."
So I think Darby was sweeping things up and kind of maybe put out one of those little pop-up signs or something like that. But then as soon as Dustin started moving, she got real protective and kind of got up next to him and, I'll help, you limp along if you need to.
And that's the thing. When you move up to kind of help Dustin, you see that old woman stops. Like she was moving towards Dustin. And she sees you now. And she goes, I got to find my cat. And she'll turn and she'll go down one of these aisles.
Oh, you know her?
Nope, but we should get you up to the front.
The front?
Yeah.
I feel like we need to be between aisles 16 and 17 right now.
Why? Is that where the good drugs are?
No, that's where I saw getting weird before. I think just everything's, you got plumbing on one side, you got electrical fittings and screws on the other. Something in between is going on.
I think if we get you up front, things might settle out a little bit. We can probably get you some Tylenol or something like that's going to help.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I should just be moving, like kind of moving still, not falling asleep. Like, on the shows, they always say, don't fall asleep and everything.
Yep. Don't fall asleep.
Yeah. So you can go where I think I'm pretty much attached to this cart for now. I can't really leave it. So
yeah, I'll take you up front. Boss. I'll take you up front with the cart. Yeah.
So you're going to try and kind of steer her to move the cart up towards the front?
Yeah.
And Dustin, do you go along with that, or are you going to struggle against this?
I'm not going to struggle, but I'm just going to be just like, I don't know, like there's not, what, didn't we get locked down or something? What are we going to do up there anyway?
I figured that the pharmacy's up front, so We can probably
drugs.
get you a sling or some Tylenol or something like that.
And by pharmacy, they mean the section with the knockoff drugs and Band-Aids and stuff.
Yep.
Yeah, like random names from China.
Yep. Lots of Tiger Balm, things like that.
That doesn't sound like a bad idea right now, actually, even if it is fake.
Okay. So you two will begin moving up towards the front, kind of slowly. There's probably a moment here where
A lot of cat ladies in here today.
you'll see this cat run past.
There's the cat. There she goes. There she goes. Let's go. Let's go. I try to turn it. Let's go.
Darby, do you pursue the cat or do you stop Dustin?
I think
Let's go.
So Dustin gets all frantic, and I say, Dustin, you stay right here, and I'll be back in just a second. No, screw the cat. We're going to keep going up front. And Mike can get the cat.
Do you think so?
We got to get you. Yeah, we got to get you fixed up.
Okay. But what if the trail gets cold?
The cat we'll figure it out. It'll be fine.
All right.
All right. So, all right. Mike, you're running up front towards the up front. You can hear that little Cossack tune going off in the distance. It's somewhere around. It echoes around in here. But you move up towards the front. Are you being quiet or are you just rushing out? The silence is interesting. Mute.
Sorry. Yeah. How long has it been since I called the police?
Now it's probably been about 10, 12 minutes. So probably got 18 minutes till the cops get here.
Okay. I guess I'm gonna run up, but then when I get around to like the last aisle, I'm gonna be cautious so I can peek around and see what's up front.
You will see.
This has just been a weird night.
There are 3 people there. You will see this large guy. He's got parachute pants on, like MC Hammer pants, and they're kind of bright lime green. And he's got this Jimmy Buffett t-shirt on. It's kind of threadbare. And he's about 6'1". He's kind of big. Looks like he might be like half Thai, half American. Not sure. So he's there, and he's actually by the register back behind there, and he's clearly kind of looking around at the cameras and stuff. See this woman? She's got these welder's goggles on, and like a road flare in her hands that isn't lit, but she's got otherwise, like a kind of a light jacket, jeans, that kind of thing, and she's now walking in towards the store, accompanied by this guy who looks like he's wearing a suit made of cardboard. Like, and it looks like corrugated cardboard, but it's not bending like corrugated cardboard. It looks like a suit. And the guy behind the counter goes, "Yeah, okay, you guys go see if you can find him. If anybody gives you trouble, just take care of him." What do you do?
Well, I think I'm going to take the gun that I took off the other guy and like hide it very quickly.
Okay. Well, what do you hide it in? Tell me.
Well, it depends what aisle I'm in, I guess. Like what's
Tell
around
me.
me. So I'm going to say that for some reason we've got like Clorox and cleaning detergent right here, and so I'm going to shove it behind the big bottle so that it's not visible.
Okay.
And hide that, and take one of the Clorox bottles with me.
Okay.
And I'm going to start walking up to them, whistling, and say, "Oh, good evening. Good evening. How can I help you tonight? Welcome to Walmart."
And The guy with the cardboard suit stops, and you see the one with the road flare raise it up and level and aim it at you. What do you do?
The road flare? She's aiming a road flare at me?
Yes.
I like how you sound disappointed or something.
Well, I am sort of, because a road flare, at least if it's the ones I'm thinking of, they won't particularly shoot at me. So this is,
yeah, this is a dumb thing. Nothing's going to happen. What do you want to do?
I think this is going to be a moment to, well, wait, how far away is she from me?
Let's say 30 feet.
Oh man, that's too far. I think it's like, I'll be right back, and duck back behind the bottles again.
Let's have you make a dodge roll.
Man. I don't even have a code for this.
So you just get on the intercom and say, "There's a lady with a road flare."
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, we have 3 aggressive people in the front, one with a road flare.
So she raises the road flare, and you duck. Nothing happens, but you kind of dodge away. Okay, you get out of there. You don't see any visible effect. That nothing hits you. Not sure what's going on, but you will take off. So you're running back. You got.
I think I actually failed it though. I got a 60.
Oh, you got a. Oh, I was reading as a 16. Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, it's totally in them because I did 2d6. It's totally in 6 and 10 together and saying that's 16. But if you look at the dice, it's
yeah. So you have that. What color is that jacket again?
Did we say what color they were? I'm sure they're like bright orange, aren't they?
Bright orange. Orange, much like the fire, as it catches fire on you, and ignites. What's your wound threshold?
50.
50. Okay, so I'm gonna mark that off. So that's that. I need you to make a level 4 unnatural shock check. As this woman hits you with magic.
What does level 4 mean? That means I need to get 40 or less?
No, it means you need to make your save, and if you make it successfully, you'll mark the 4th box on unnatural.
Okay. No. 77.
Okay, so that is also a matched failure.
Uh-oh. Okay. We were waiting for that, weren't we?
We were kind of waiting on that. So now you failed a stress check. So you've got some choices here.
Oh, I like choices.
Look at this. You can. Let me get to the thing because this is something we haven't hit before. So check that.
On the positive side, I'm now up to 35% secrecy.
That is always good. When you fail a stress check, you mark off a failed notch on the appropriate meter, and you freak out in one of 3 ways.
Okay.
Panic, run away at high speed. Mm-hmm. Paralysis, deer in the headlights. Or frenzy, kind of attack the source of your discomfort with any means at your disposal.
Oh, frenzy. It's going to be frenzy.
Okay.
Because that plays into my noble heroism, putting your life on the line.
So this goes on fire. You go frenzy. How do you respond?
I throw myself at her to hug her and knock her down.
Okay. So you're going to run to get across the gap and try and grab onto her. Mm-hmm. Let's have you roll struggle.
Because I've been rolling so well. Yeah, no. 81.
Now, does this play into any of your things? Remember that if it plays into one of your things, you can flip-flop it.
Well, if we say this is heroism, then yeah. Then it's an 18.
Flip it into an 18. So you will hit her, kind of smash into her. It's unarmed damage. So you actually do the total of your dice, which is 9 points to her. and you kind of smash into her. We're going to cut away to the others. The fire's going on. You've smashed into her. You're kind of freaking out.
I'm smashing into her. I'm saying, turn it off, turn it off, turn it off.
She goes, it doesn't work like that. And let's cut back to Anne. Anne, this guy's just so depressed. And then you hear this, shh, we got 3 people up front. What do you want to do?
I guess I look between this sad guy and then this call that says there's militant people up front, and I guess I go to the front because I don't want to deal with the sad white guy.
Okay. So you leave him to his mournful sobbing back here. You'll run back. You'll see the cat woman with the carrier walking back towards the fish tanks as you go running up front.
Did she get the cat?
Nope.
Is it in there? No.
Nope. Doesn't appear to be. So let's cut from you. I'm going to come down to you when you get to back to you. When we swing back around, you are going to reach the front. Okay, Anne? Closer to the front, Darby and Dustin clinging on to this cart. You hear Mike give that call.
Darby says, maybe
just kind of look up expectantly.
maybe the front isn't the best idea. And I think I start veering you off kilter from the front. The pharmacy or the medical area is probably up front.
Okay.
Do I think they might have a sling or something?
Yeah, I'm sure they have a cheap arm sling there.
Okay. So I think that's where I'm going to head, just to put Dustin in a sling.
Okay. So you leave him here and you go up to get the sling?
No. I think I'm gonna stay with him.
As you're kind of rolling up, you're a couple aisles away from the front. Get this, you'll hear,
like, I think he might need backup. I look around in the cart for anything that could be used as a.
I reach down in the cart and I pull up an intact thing of baby food. I say, "Don't move, Dustin. I'll be right back." And I kind of duck around the corner towards where Mike is.
So you come around the corner. You've got this jar of baby food.
Yeah.
You will see that Mike is smoldering and he's wrestling with this woman who's got these welder goggles on. And you see this guy in a cardboard suit and this big half tie guy who's walking around from around the counter. And you see he has what looks like a metal baton, like a policeman's baton, the little asp that you can flick out. And he's walking over that way.
So Darby comes around the corner, kind of pulls up short, and raises her hand with the baby food in it, and says, "Hey, you fuckers, leave him alone. The cops are coming in the back now."
Interesting. Let's have you roll lie.
So I have rebel, which I think substitutes for lie.
That's great.
Awesome.
So right now, kind of a coercive focus on this guy to get him to get his focus on you and to stop what he's doing.
Right.
Okay. Let's have you roll.
I got a 15.
So he stops moving and he'll kind of turn, and his attention is now turned to you. It's clearly not going to follow up on that. And you see he's like gauging what to do right this second. Like he's trying to make a decision. Dustin, what about you?
I'm gonna kind of see if I can a cart up front to kind of see what's going on over there.
So you want to roll past
kind of like
past her to
about it, like maybe like go around to I guess, and yeah.
Okay. If you're not intending
secrecy isn't the best, but
You're probably less worried about secret, but kind of thinking that you're being secret, right?
Oh yeah.
So, let's not make
Like
a roll
obviously, I
here.
don't want to draw the attention.
Okay, let's not make this a roll because there's so much stuff going on that they're paying attention to. You will see that Darby has drawn the attention of this guy with the baton, and shouted that out. You will see that Mike and this woman are wrestling, and he's smoldering. And there's this guy in a cardboard suit who's kind of standing there, hasn't done anything yet.
And who's closest to me?
Cardboard suit guy.
I'm gonna just take a little bit of a run and just like let the cart go flying into him.
All right. Let's
And
have
then
you roll. Let's have you roll struggle for that. That's a kind of a physical violence thing here.
So
But
actually,
that's-
if you don't mind, before that happens, I have evaluates violence.
Okay.
Is that so I can get a read on what the hell's going on here?
That's so you could read somebody's meter, so you could tell how
Oh yeah.
how hardened they were to violence or not.
Yeah. So okay. So it's not going to help me know what's going on. What I was trying to work towards is, as Dustin is trying to mess up, this, go bad guy bowling or whatever we want to call it. I wanted to see if I could roll anything to potentially help that, either pull him out of the way or help tell him hit that guy or something like that.
Well, I don't think that. I think right now you're kind of absorbing your thing because he kind of came around. In a little bit, I'll say let's do each individual thing, and then you'll probably be able to coordinate a little bit more.
Okay.
But you could maybe read the baton guy to see how hardcore he wants to get up on you. I don't know.
Yeah, so it'll tell you how inured he is to violence is what it'll tell you.
Can I use the roll for your party one, or is that okay?
Whatever one, roll for the party. I've got it closed, or you can use the chat roller that we've been using.
Okay, I'll do that then. So everyone can see. I got 51 for what was it? Struggle.
So struggle, and I'll give you a because Fraser mentioned this. I'll give you a plus 15 for the frictionless wheels on the thing.
So that would be 45. So still
a little past.
Yeah, I think I'm
Unless
30. Yeah.
is this hitting one of your passions?
I don't think I realized the magic angle yet. Like one of them is I use magic to hurt others, but I don't know.
Don't know that
whole
yet. Yeah.
angle yet. So I don't.
So
think
you've
quite yet.
Kind of push and hang on to the thing so you don't fall down, and this cart goes, and the guy steps aside, and it goes, and he turns and looks at you. And he starts walking towards you.
I just point at him.
See him he kind of brushes his hands off and he does this and he starts walking towards you.
I start walking back a little bit and then I pull out my strategy guide.
Okay. That comes out. He goes like that wasn't what he was expecting. So he kind of does this thing. It's at that moment that Anne will come running out. Anne!
Okay, so I see the cardboard box man coming up on Dustin, who's injured, and he looks pretty angry.
Yes.
And Mike is burning for some reason.
Yeah, we're going to come back to Mike in just a second after you arrive on the scene.
Okay, I think I'm going to mess up the guy in the cardboard.
Okay, how do you want to mess up the guy in the cardboard?
Well, let me tell you about knives that I got in my hands.
Oh!
Or in my fingers, specifically. Right. And they're unique. I should hope so. It provides initiative.
So you can make your attack using those knives.
Yeah, ain't gonna have no cardboard left.
All right. So you can roll. It'll be a 50% for you on the struggle there.
Sounds good. Well, 1D100's got to be good at some point. Oh, 52.
Let me ask you a question. Is this hitting any of your passions?
Maybe. I'm fearful because I'm forgetting myself.
What do you mean? So that's your fear. Is it hitting at your noble or your rage or anything like that? Any of your noble stuff or any of your obsessions? Anything?
Well, if it's hot outside, I could be warped a little, but we haven't really touched on that.
Right, we haven't.
And emotional honesty. I don't think this guy's being very open with me.
So you get up on this guy, and kind of the finger blades come out.
Oh wait, I don't know if this would apply, but I do have a 60% responsibility to Destin, and I'm protecting Destin.
I'll give you that. That sounds like a good thing.
Yeah.
So you come up on him, and what are the blades? What do you imagine these blades look like?
I'm picturing it kind of like Molly Millions, where it's like chromed razor blades that extend out.
Okay. And they will cut when you go and cut into, his suit, it's much more resilient than you would expect. It's probably heavy duty fabric. That must be the thing.
Must be.
And you do that scratch at him, and he puts his hand up onto your face.
Yeah.
And he's like grabbing at it, and he says, "Oh shit, you're not real."
Fuck you, buddy.
And I'm going to cut to Mike. What are you doing? Kind of wrestling with this woman. She's trying to get the thing. You're still smoldering.
Well, hopefully I'm like holding her and like trying to get the flare thing from her while rolling over and over and over and over again to try and put myself out.
Yeah, it seems like you've kind of interrupted. I mean, she didn't get the full magic charge on that because you came at her so fast, but you've got to deal with her. So right now you're in a frenzied panic mode.
Oh, I'm still in it. Okay.
Oh yeah, you're in it until the source of your confusion is dealt with.
Okay. Well, this is my territory. So I'm frenzied and we're fighting and struggling and rolling, and so I'm trying to get the flare from her. Obviously, it's got to be the thing I'm trying to get. So it's like she can't turn it off or whatnot. So I'm trying to wrest it from her and like smack her with it.
Okay. Let's have you roll struggle.
I believe in you, Guru. You're my guru.
Are your brains melting? That's a 9.
That's a 9. So that is a good one. So you bring this flare up, and it's kind of one of those hard plastic flares, and you will bring it down across her face with that, and kind of the goggles will get offset, and you probably knock a couple of her teeth out with that. And essentially, you got this smoldering jacket, and she is stunned. She's not out yet, but she is bleeding. She's going to try and get away from you. So let's do a quick contest of struggle on that. So go ahead and roll your struggle again. Oh no, she's not getting away.
I'm like a pit bull.
Okay. So and you rolled 2d20 though. That was very weird.
Oh, yeah.
But that's okay. She rolled a 94. So she's trying to get away because you're bashing her in the face with this thing. And you're just seeing red right now. Okay. And so that situation is going on. So Darby, when we come back to you, the situation has changed. Now Anne is up on this one guy, Dustin's fallen back. You can see that Mike is beating the shit out of this woman. And behind you, you might hear like a little chiming music kind of come up and then go away. And maybe you hear a guy go, "Where are you, motherfucker? Where are you?" off in the distance. And maybe the sound of sobbing somewhere else. What are you doing? This guy, this half-tie guy is kind of in a situation where you realize that he has to kind of decide if he's going to go help one of his buddies or take you out. Right now, guys have come at him. He's in a combat situation.
Yeah, so I think that Darby, jumps up and kind of puffs up a little bit and says, "That's right, motherfucker. We're going to kick your asses. The cops are going to have to pull us off of you."
All right. He steps at you.
Yeah.
He is coming at you. What do you want to do?
Ooh, okay. This isn't good. So I think... so we have...
He has that build and that walk of a bouncer.
Yeah.
As he comes at you.
Yeah. So we have the cart that's gone by. We have Mike beating the shit out of a lady. We have Anne, who's cutting somebody up with like X-Acto knives.
She's Freddy Kruegering him. Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's massaging her face. It's very weird.
It's weird. I think the best I can do is probably just throw the damn baby food in it and try and peg him in the head or something.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's have you roll a struggle.
Yeah. Okay. So no matter what I do, I'm fucked. I rolled a 97. Okay. But this doesn't include one of my passions, so I could make that a 79.
You could. Does it hit your obsession?
My obsession. No, it does not.
Okay. So I assume a 79 is still not going to work.
Way over my struggle is like 20.
Okay. Yeah. This guy steps up to you, and you see him raise that baton, and he brings it down across your forehead.
Okay.
So if I could have you roll a dodge.
Okay, dodge. Yes, I rolled an 84. And I think even if I can't swap those, it's still not going to help.
So he clocks you across the head.
It's not like this is the first time it's happened tonight.
Right. What's your total wound threshold?
50%, I think.
Okay. Yeah, you see stars. Essentially, he clocks you across the head, knocks you down, and he says, "You were saying?"
And I think
Dustin, this guy just smacked Darby across the face, and you don't know what's going on. What do you want to do?
I think I need a strategy. So I'm going to look at the strategy guide.
All right. So you will open it up, open the book, and kind of flip through it. And you will see it will turn to a page, and it says, "Reach over to your left. There's a pistol. Aim it and shoot the half-tie gentleman who is approximately 60 degrees to your right."
I will take advantage of that strategy.
Okay.
And reach to my left and grab a hold of a gun, I guess.
Okay. And you will turn and do you shoot?
Yeah, I'll do exactly like it says.
Okay.
The guy who succeeded.
Shoot. You see, there's a moment where you see the Konami code go up like the Matrix drops, and you shoot. Can I have you make a stress check against violence as you shoot this guy in the ear?
Yes.
The level 4 stress check here. Violence
is
so violence is protected. You roll fitness for that.
roll fitness. Okay, so yeah, I rolled under. I rolled 31 and I have a 60.
Awesome. So you would mark the next checkbox
In
as you
violence?
kind of do this, like in one thing, and boom, the gun goes off, and where you're standing, Darby, as you kind of look up, you'll see this bloom from this guy's other ear, and he just collapses to the ground.
I think I quietly go, "That's right, motherfucker."
Let's cut to Anne. There's probably a moment where you two are like, and then you hear the bang and see the big guy just drop.
And that's when I use my nail finger to go up from his chin to kill him like that. Because if he knows my secret, then nobody, like, he can't know my secret. That's not good.
Let's have you make a struggle roll. I will even give you a +10 for the shock of the magic gunfire.
40. I need to get 40. And does it help if my origin thing is finding my origin? I guess that doesn't really help.
Doesn't really help.
12. Whoa! It finally works.
So yeah, you will catch this guy, and it's not that you kill him, but it probably goes up, and you probably cut his tongue from the below, and there'll be this spray of blood out from his mouth onto you. I need you to make a level 3 violence check. Okay. You may be hardened against that. I'm not sure.
Or maybe I could dodge it.
No, this is with shock is what we're doing here, because I'm not sure you've put this in somebody before.
Yeah, probably not.
Oh, actually, it looks like you have.
Oh.
You have 5 notches of violence. So, yeah, you cut this guy's tongue. It doesn't bother you.
Oh, okay. Cool.
You're like, whatever. Luckily, none of your friends are seeing you do this because it's pretty horrible.
Yeah.
And he will stagger back away from you, and essentially blood's running down, soaking his cardboard suit. Mike, let me have you roll one more struggle roll.
Well, I guess I'm being heroic. So does that mean I get to flip it again?
Yeah.
So that's a 45.
Still part of that. So one more smack across this woman's face with this, and she is out. And you're kind of standing there, got this bloodied, bent, broken road flare in your hands. You can see there's the woman's teeth are knocked out, just tongue, lips are broken, and she's just out laying there. You've also got enough violence stuff. You don't need to check against it because you don't give a shit.
Nah.
You'll hear this guy go, "What the fuck?" And you kind of look up, and you'll see the guy in the wife beater has walked onto this scene.
And this is when I reach down and pull out of my leg. Remember I said that's where I holster my gun? And I pull it out, and I'm going to do the Indiana Jones. Just like, I'm so sick of this shit. And just clock him.
Do you mean shoot him?
Shoot him.
Okay. I'll tell you what. Let's just roll to see the effectiveness of this.
In what sense?
You're going to hit him. I just want to see how much damage you do to him.
Okay. See, yeah. Okay. If you want, I'll do that.
Or 2d10. I don't care either way.
Yep. I got a one.
So that's a critical.
Wow.
So you raise the gun up and kind of and you put a bullet right between his eyes. And he just crumples to the ground.
And after he does that, who do we have left standing from? Oh, we have Cardboard Dude.
Yeah, he's staggering back. You see, he's trying to get to the doors.
I was gonna say, anybody else?
He's ready for the doors. The doors are unfortunately locked.
Mm-hmm.
And he's running for that.
Can I toss the flare thing to Dustin and say, Dustin, maybe you can do something with it.
So what the hell? Do we have a code for that?
check your book. Check your book.
And you look down at the book, and it's just a book of just a strategy guide to some crappy game from Jaguar, which is a shitty handheld system. Yeah, don't see anything else in here. Darby, what are you doing?
So I think I'm still just kind of dazed from getting clocked, and I think I kind of get up to all fours, and I look around, and there's chaos all around me, and it doesn't seem real. I think, as long as no one's down, none of us Walmart employees are down, I think I start regrouping, and I'm like, okay, Mike, you cover us while we get behind the cash register so no one else can come get us.
And this guy kind of backs up. He's kind of pressed against the door, sort of freaking out here. You see two guys, one of his colleagues is unconscious. The other one's dead. You guys just casually shot a customer. He doesn't know what is going on here. Pardon? This is a guy in the suit that got cut. He's got blood coming out of his mouth.
Well, he'll pass out soon.
Do you want to finish him off, Ann? Do you want to go kill this dude?
I don't want to kill him. I want to knock him out. So maybe there's like a, I don't know, something at the counter that's a little heavy, and then I just wanted to
tell me what it is, and I will let you clock this guy.
Maybe ironically, it's the really heavy ring of keys.
Grab that up and bring that across his face. Okay.
Well, I was picturing of just throwing it at him because he's probably a little
there's that.
far away.
So a more of a casual toss and hits him in the head.
Yeah.
Okay. And he'll slump down.
Yeah.
It gets quiet there for a second. And you'll hear footsteps coming.
I think Mike will quickly put his gun away.
Okay. And you see this old woman. And she walks up to the front. See, she's got her cat carrier there. She kind of comes up and kind of stops, and she goes, I found my cat.
Maybe I reach under the counter and unlock the doors for her.
And that will start to open. You see, as you kind of are standing up, Mike, Dustin, and you can see a police car pulling into the parking lot coming this way.
Do I still have a gun in my hand?
Yes, you do.
Okay. I'm gonna put that back.
Very good. You're allowed to have them anyway, right? Just say that they attacked you or whatever.
Yeah. I'm just gonna kind of stare at it for a while. Just look down at the cops and at the gun.
So what does the old lady do as the doors open?
She goes, she looks, and you see she stops. She grabs one of the things of Mentos that's on the little thing, and she'll put $1 bill on the counter. She'll pick up her cat carrier and she will go out to leave.
I think Darby kind of stands up and looks at her and goes, "Thank you for shopping at Walmart."
Shop smart, shop all mart.
And she will leave.
And then I'll just mutter, "That's why we don't allow pets in the store."
And I imagine that if this were a movie, we'd probably get the crane shot moving away from the store then as the cop is pulling up.
And as the people, like the people getting out of the car, I bet it's like Mulder and Scully or something. It's the beginning of the X-Files.
What's our last shot of Darby then?
I think she's actually, getting some of the smocks from behind the cash register and draping them over Dustin, who's hurt. And she kind of looks over at Mike and says, "You're not hurt. Come help me with Dustin." And we'll kind of, start walking them outside towards the cops.
Dustin, are you cool with that?
Yeah, like as he drapes it over and Mike comes over, I hand him the gun.
And I think Mike will like grab something to take the gun, and his prints are on it also, so he's probably going to wipe it down quickly and put it into the back into the original owner's hands.
Okay.
All right, that's a good idea.
So I can get that put in the hands. And what's the last we see of you? Your hands are covered with blood, probably from.
Yeah, maybe there's some antiseptic wipes at the counter, probably. So I just
little lens wipes.
Yeah, and I take solace in the fact that me giving the milk to the woman is clearly what allowed her to catch the cat.
Fair enough. And you guys come outside, and the shot is of this sheriff who gets called here. As I said, like they get called here all the time, and he has this look of, I just got called out to this stupid place again and then his eyes probably getting wide as he sees you guys staggering out. And I think we cut there, if that's okay.
I imagine like little bits of smoke are still coming up from Mike's hair and his eyebrows.
Oh yeah, singed. There's burn marks on your little thing there. Everybody has blood on them. You're staggering. It's a horror show.
Yeah, but and one last thing, I think Mike will turn to Darby and say, "You got any more of that pot?"
And I think that's whenever we see the credits roll. But I think there's a scene in between there where we're all sitting around, behind us, they're pulling out body bags, the cops taking our statements and everything. And we're all kind of stunned, saying like they came in and they were robbing the joint and shooting. And then did you hear that? And you hear this little noise off in the background.
Yeah, I think the Cossack sound going off in the distance. And of course, you've got this huge black eye and bruise on your face. And
yeah. And the cops probably have an ice pack that they gave me.
Yeah. Or actually, probably to do a callback, I'm sure Eric has come with like a piece of steak out for you guys. Yeah. All right, well let's stop that there for this very weird scenario. And if you guys don't mind, I would like to do Roses and Thorns. And we can talk about the system. We can talk about how I ran it. We can talk about scenario. We can talk about characters, whatever you want to talk about. So I'll start on Thorns. I've run 2 sessions. It's like an extended one shot. I'm not sure I have it. I know I don't have a handle on this system. But so I think I would need to see this over long-term play to see what the consequences are of these shot gauges and the movement of those things, and see how that plays out. A little bit of a taste of that now, but I'm not sure it's something we can get the full ramifications of in a one shot. So I have to think about that. So that's a thorn, is that I'm not certain about it. Steven, can I get thorns from you?
Yeah. So I think the thorn that I have is that there was a lot of stuff going on. In the first session, there were all these different threads, and in this one, there were all these different threads about what was going on, and it was easy to get confused, and it seemed like we were all over the place. So
I think that's fair. Yeah.
Is that sort of the way Unknown Armies goes?
I don't know. The scenario here, I threw in the other three as a kind of a closer thing, just to bring the threads back together on something. But the scenario itself is essentially a starter and has the Catwoman and has the guy with the gun and so on. And so it's an interesting scenario, but it's kind of weirdly paced in some ways. So I think that's a fair comment. If I were going to do it again, I think I would structure this a little bit differently. Kyle?
For me, I don't know. The character sheets are pretty weird. Like, I don't really understand how. Like, I think I kind of get a little bit now, but like, just like where you need to, for the meters, like how and when you X and what it means and what the failure boxes mean. There's a lot of stuff going on that I don't really know, but I think it's something that you would, like, after a few sessions, I don't think it would feel too weird, maybe.
Right.
Yeah.
And I think if we were face to face, I think it might be easier with the physical characters where we could stop and maybe take some time. Whereas online, going through the rules always feels like a little bit of a slog when you have to go through it so much.
Yeah. So like for the violence meter, when I marked another X, I guess that would mean that skills would change, right?
Yeah.
Right.
One would go up by 5 and the other would drop by 5.
Right. Very intuitive, but I don't know if it's a bad thing.
Yeah. No, it's interesting, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah. Frazier? Thorns?
Yeah, I think there's a lot going on with the character sheet for sure that made me. It always seemed to, like, I always had to defer to my character sheet to see who I was because there's so many things going on. It wasn't like with most other games, I can just be like, this is the main, crux of my character, and I can just play them. With this one, I'm like, what is up with this? Just because there's so much stuff going on. I like the concept of the sliders. I think overall as a system, it was okay. I thought that, I don't know, D100 is kind of weird, but yeah, I don't know. I think as a thorn, I would say I would probably need more time with it. I think, like, this is definitely a system that I think that you have to play more than like 2 sessions with to get a beat on, because there's so much stuff going on. So maybe the thorn would be that it's not a very intuitive system if you can't grok it in 2 sessions, right?
Yeah, and I may be doing it a disservice by doing it in such a short space as an intro. It might need either a scenario that is very specifically set to be a one shot, or do it in a longer period. So that's
a starter scenario from the Kickstarter.
What it is it's a campaign starter, and so this is the intro scenario for a campaign, which I think is different from structuring something for a one shot. I think there's a different set of objectives going on there.
Maybe that seems even stranger for a campaign starter, though. Like, I mean, maybe there's people out here that want to play like 13 sessions of people at all marts, though. I don't know, but I don't know. It seemed like the structure seems like it would be a one shot, but
yeah. No, it's definitely got some stuff for building with campaign with but the bit in the scenario that brings the exo stock in is that woman with the invisibility making Cossack thing, and it's really the only, besides seeing some of the fringe weirdness, it's the only thing that's in there explicitly. So I don't think it necessarily. I think if you were to do it as a one shot, you would have more of those exo stock things up front and having them be a factor. Whereas they're like, oh, we'll just kind of give you a taste of it because you're going to want to find all this other weird shit eventually.
Right. Well, I mean, I'll say this, like, I definitely still feel like I don't know it that well. And I've played enough one-shots with you of other systems where we did get it in 2 sessions, and this one we did not. So I think maybe it's not you. I mean,
I'll take that.
Yeah.
I'll allow it.
Yeah. That is all.
Okay. Christo, Thorns?
Yeah, I guess it's a little crunchy. And I like the way the character sheet looks, and I get the idea that they're sort of trying to make us all files. We're all in somebody's file somewhere, and they're describing us with these things that we don't actually know about ourselves.
Mm-hmm.
So I sort of like that. But the sliders, is a little different because you look at it and you're thinking, okay, is there anything that indicates that these are going to all go to the right as we encounter them, or could they go to the left? Or, it wasn't very. Yeah, the sliders are the thing that I think I found the least intuitive of it. And I really, but on the rose side, I really liked it when I finally like triggered the unnatural and went into a frenzy. That was sort of fun. And I got a choice how it was going to come out. So that was fun.
Yeah, I kind of like that bit.
Now is not the time for roses.
Yeah, okay. So there's a thing that this game does. I'll go to roses. That there's a lot of stuff. I love that you guys went. Okay, these are our characters. We're gonna go in all four. We're gonna go in this direction. I'm gonna go over here. I'm gonna go mop this up. I'm gonna do this. You guys are like, let's do everything. And I enjoyed that you guys just bit into the apple and played with it. And so for me, that was a pleasure. I'd forgotten the pleasure of not letting the players know how many wounds they have. That is sometimes a really good thing, because Kyle, you were like 6 points away from dropping.
Yeah, I kind of assumed like I was pretty rough. Yeah.
Yeah. It is a game that's kind of brutal, and so that's interesting. Having a game that is kind of dangerous and lethal, and you don't know how much damage.
You would have to know what I was at, I think, too. To have it expressed that way, I think it would have been different for sure and not as good.
It's a neat thing to think about to use for other games that want you to have that kind of uncertainty to them. Yeah, sure. Steven, any roses from you?
Yeah, so I'm going to make a call back to my thorn, which was that everything there seemed to be too many threads, all sorts of stuff was going on. But the big rose for me was that how everything kind of consolidated together at the end, and we came out, and it seemed a lot like an X-Files episode, as people had said in the chat. I mean, it literally seemed like, oh, all this crazy shit happened, and we left, and the cops are like, it's a robbery gone bad, and we know something else happened, but it just seems like, I mean, it fits into the genre so well.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I like the way
it felt like
really
a
turned around.
Yeah, I think you guys did a nice job of narrating that at the end. Kyle, any roses?
Yeah, I think I really liked it. Just the way that it allowed you, like knowing the genre, it kind of allowed you to play something that in a different way, like kind of defy expectations a bit with stuff. Like, I think it ended up being a lot of fun. I think a big part of the fun was just, everything going off like a bomb, and then, just kind of sorting through the rubble the whole time. I enjoyed it. And the system, I think there's a lot of interesting mechanics that was coming up, and I was starting to get it, and I was just starting to click for me, I think. So I think the part I liked the most, though, was just the thing of it, like just how everything was a little off, everything's a little different. It's not like Mage or something where everyone's just like, I want to do magic now, and now I want to do more magic, and now I'm going to do some magic, right? So it's very much its own thing, I think.
I'll be very curious to watch. I think Mikkel is running 4 sessions of this in February, so I'm going to be very curious to maybe check in and watch those episodes and see how it looks in a longer play and so on. So it does. There's some cool stuff about the genre that I dig. Frazier?
Yeah, for me, the rose is that it's such a interesting thing, especially with me being doing Uncanny Echo. I could the whole time I was like, this could definitely be an Uncanny Echo thing going on. It's so weird and messed up, and you rarely get a chance to play in this type of genre. So I was super into that, and just like I was saying, like at the end, I was like, this is totally where the cops would come or whatever, and then 12 hours later, Mulder and Scully would be knocking on our doors or whatever, right? And I'd be like the mechanical person trying to hide that I'm a mechanical person from Mulder and Scully, right? So it's interesting that we're playing like these weird, untold, strange stories within the genre. That's cool. Yeah, I'd be interested to play it more for sure.
Yeah, this is a genre I really love, and I've run a lot of in different things. So I kind of love the weird modern where people get thrown into stuff that they don't understand. I've done it with near future stuff and things. So yeah, I do dig it. And you're mentioning that made me think, yeah, I haven't run a lot of that in the last couple of years. I haven't done very much with it. So it's neat to have that on the table. It's certainly not Monster of the Week. Christo, you get last word.
Ooh, no pressure.
Okay.
I like the Rage Noble Fear that lets you flip the dice.
Mm-hmm.
That gave me just enough to sort of work the character or feel like I was working the character. It gave me the excuse to like make him the sort of the wannabe hero and put himself on the line. And I didn't think he was going to survive necessarily. So it was a pleasant surprise that he did. Yeah, and as I said before, I actually liked the failures. I liked the fact that built up to a choice of how the failure mode, that I could flee or go into a frenzy, or I forget what the third thing was.
Paralysis.
Yeah, no, I mean, I think that gives having those 3 options. I think, and I assume each of them has 3 different options for the stresses.
Yeah,
and I think that is really interesting to play into. So I'm glad I got a chance to do that.
The flip flops too. I was worried that with the numbers like that the numbers are really hard. Like you'd be making up, like everything was 50-50 or less on stuff. But I think if you're taking into account those flip flops and the ability to change your die rolls, then I think the success rate goes up when you look at it that way.
Mm-hmm.
All right, so that was a weird couple weeks. There we go. Thank you guys very much for letting me road test this as it were. I appreciate you taking the chance, and you guys are all dynamite to play with, so I appreciate that. I am going to stop the recording.